Hello teachers, trainers and assessors. Today we're tackling a topic that's crucial for getting to know your students and ensuring your planning hits the mark: nailing your group profile. If you've ever found yourself unsure of how to transform a bland description into a powerful teaching and learning strategy, this video is for you. So let's take the guesswork out of creating these documents and turn them into powerful tools that actually drive student success. First things first, what is a group profile? Well, it's not just a mandatory document that sits gathering dust. It's a dynamic working tool that should be part of your regular teaching practice. It's a complete picture of your group and a guide for planning targeted interventions to support each student. A group profile captures your understanding of your students' strengths, challenges, and learning behaviors based on observations, assessment data, and the student's own experiences. It's a resource that helps you and your teaching team plan your strategies and interventions and ensures that everyone is being catered to. This is so important because a well-written group profile ensures that you and your team have a shared understanding of your students, enabling consistent support and strategy implementation across all lessons. This creates a stronger, more focused learning environment where every student is being supported. Now, it's essential to remember that 24 students need 24 profiles, but don't worry, you don't have to reinvent the wheel for each one. If several students share common behaviors such as being off task or needing more stretch and challenge, you can theme your strategies accordingly. The key is to adapt and personalize them, making sure you're still addressing individual needs within those themes. Importantly, a well-constructed profile serves as evidence of the efforts you and your team are putting in to support student progress. See your group profile as a roadmap. It shows where each student is starting from, the barriers that they might face, and the specific strategies you'll use to guide them along their learning journey. But remember, strategies are only useful if they're detailed and actionable and put in place. Now let's talk about the heart of your group profile, the teaching, learning, and assessment strategies. Here's where many teachers fall into a trap. Descriptions like "John is a quiet student" or "Sarah can be quite disruptive" on their own don't really help anyone. They aren't strategies, they're observations. So what makes a strong strategy? It's an action plan, a series of steps you'll take to support a particular need. A solid strategy should answer 3 questions. What is the specific behavior or learning need? What exactly will you and your team do about it? And what's the expected outcome? If a student is quiet and avoids participation, a weak profile might say, "Paul is a quiet student, no issues." But a strategy is about what you'll do to engage Paul and ensure that he makes progress. For example, if a student is quiet and struggles with participation, don't just write "John is a quiet student who doesn't engage in group work." Instead, make your strategies specific. Use targeted questioning techniques to build John's confidence in class discussions. Start with lower risk, factual questions and build up to more complex questions as he progresses through the course. Now that's a strong strategy because it shows what you'll do, how you'll do it, and sets a clear goal for progress. Let's say you've got a student who's prone to being off task. A description like "Sarah can be disruptive and chatty" isn't useful on its own. Instead, this is a strategy. Implement a seating plan to minimize distractions. Set clear behavior expectations at the start of each session. Use frequent positive reinforcement to encourage on-task behavior and introduce reflective check-ins every Friday to discuss her progress. See how these strategies are actions. They show you what you'll do and how you'll measure success. That's what makes them effective. One of the biggest misconceptions is that a group profile needs to cover every aspect of a student's learning, but less is more. Instead of writing War and Peace, focus on a few high-impact strategies and actually try them out. Prioritize key needs. Look at the main barriers to learning and pick strategies that will help you have the most impact. Choose 1 or 2 strategies per student. You can always add more later, and focus on being actionable and specific. Avoid vague goals like "engage more." Specify how you will engage the student and what success looks like. Once you've picked these strategies, it's essential to implement them consistently. Reflect on their effectiveness, tweak as needed, and share the impact with the rest of the teaching team. A group profile isn't a once-and-done document. It should evolve as your understanding of the students deepens and their needs change. I'd recommend reviewing your profile at least once per term, but also whenever there are significant changes. For example, if a student who was previously engaged suddenly becomes withdrawn or off task, it's time to look at your strategies again. If a student's progress stalls, review and revise your approach. If a student is making excellent progress, build on what's working and set new stretch targets. Your group profile should be as dynamic as your classroom. Use it to capture your insights, test your ideas, and refine your strategies. The goal is to build a resource that grows with your students. You've got access to a downloadable comments bank packed with over 50 ready-to-use strategies. Remember, these are starting points, not copy and paste solutions. Take a template and tweak it to suit the specific student. Implement the strategy, then observe its impact. And keep refining based on what you see in the classroom. Remember, your group profile isn't just a static document, it's a living tool that helps you and your team support each student to succeed. Now, if you found this video helpful and want to build even stronger relationships with your students, check out my video on behavior management strategies for teachers. It's all about using behavior management not just as a means of control, but as a way to build trust and engage with your students more deeply. Click here to watch it now and keep building your toolbox of effective teaching strategies. See you again soon.